Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Naomi and let's dream about beauty. In today's video I am going to do a full face of my Shop My Stash makeup. I'm not sure if it's going to be a chatty video or if I'm just going to talk about the makeup, maybe a little bit of both. So if you're interested in seeing what makeup I'm going to use and the look I'm going to put together, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start out with, it's funny because, I mean, it's winter in Canada and I've got my window wide open. It's like 4 degrees out and I'm still dying of heat stroke. So I'm just starting out with blotting because I have very oily skin. So I'm going to, you can see a lot of oil is coming off my skin. A little bit of sweat, and then my primer will go on top of this. So for primer today, I am going to use the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. I think that's what it's called. Pore Diffusing Primer, yes. Just going to pump a little bit out onto the back of my hand, and then just rub it in onto my face. It's hard to believe that it is now January 21st. Time is just flying by, which is good. I'm going to Las Vegas next month in February. My husband is a pool player, and so he likes going to the Las Vegas pool tournament that they have there in Las Vegas. Okay, well, that is a nice primer. Feels soft and makes the skin feel really nice and soft. And it is pore diffusing to a certain extent. Not the best I've ever seen, but not the worst. Okay, so now for foundation. Where did I put my foundation? So in my Shop My Stash, I purposely did not pull my favorite foundations because I have a few favorites, but I would say this one is probably like my 5th favorite out of the ones I have. And I am making pretty good progress. I've got it down to about here now, so good for me. This is in the shade 2.5N. I just got back from Mexico a couple weeks ago, so I'm quite tanned, although my face isn't tan as much as my body because I protect my face a little bit more. So, I forgot, it's quite a runny foundation, isn't it? I haven't used it in a hot minute. But I do remember it looking quite pretty on the skin. It's a good color for me because it blends into my neck. Yesterday I used the Valentino foundation that I have. If you watch my Shop My Stash, maybe you would have seen that I pulled that. And it's a little light for me, which is not terrible because it's good when you have, you know, your summer shade and your winter shade, although I do like to go south in the winter, so often my winter shade is the same as my summer shade. I need a little bit more. I forgot how much the sponge soaks up this foundation. So I have a funny story to tell you about my time in Mexico. We went to Puerto Vallarta. It's beautiful there, a beautiful bay. They really live in paradise. gorgeous weather. For New Year's Eve, we went onto a pirate ship, which was lots of fun. And well, they were entertaining us while half went to go eat, half did entertainment and then switch. So we were in the group that was entertained first, and they took all the kids and took them on a treasure hunt or something like that in the ship, while the adults did inappropriate things. And by that I mean they asked for volunteers in the audience to come up onto the stage, looking for 3 women in particular. And my husband starts going like this, like pointing at me. I'm like, no, no, no. Anyhow, so the guy's like, yeah, you. I'm like, no. And then somebody said, oh, just go have some fun with it. So I was like, oh, well, all right. So I had to go up and do a sexy pirate dance on the stage, which I was very embarrassed about, but I did laugh. It was fun. But then I got my revenge because then the husbands had to come up on stage too, and we were given a game to play, and each couple had to pop balloons in inappropriate positions. And the one lady had a dress on, she just had like it was a sequin dress, so the sequins cut into the balloon and popped it like no problem. But I have quite a large chest, and trying to squeeze against my husband and pop it, there was just no way it was gonna pop. And then I had to sit on his lap and bounce up and down trying to pop the balloon, and I was laughing so hard. It wasn't working out very well, but eventually we popped the balloon and we're good. And I got a pirate bandana for my efforts as a prize. Well, that was good. This foundation does look really pretty. It's just gonna flip to my 10 times zoom on my mirror, and it, you know, you really can't see it sitting on the skin. Didn't like the Valentino too much that I tried last night. It was a more full coverage, so you could kind of see it there, and it doesn't sit really well around my nose. But you know, I'm going to keep trying it with different primers and seeing if I can make it work. And of course, when it's not the right shade, even though I bronzed up quite nicely, when it's not the right shade, it doesn't go well. And then when we were in Mexico, had kind of a disappointing day. We were supposed to go snorkeling, and the sea got, well, like, we were late. The traffic was terrible. So we were like, I don't know, half-hour late or something like that. And really, they should have phoned us because the ocean was too rough to go snorkeling. And they should have phoned us and canceled it, but they wanted our money. It was $300 Canadian is what we spent on this excursion. And we got there, we got in the boat, and I noticed right away that it was quite wavy and quite rocky. It wasn't a very big boat. And they said, we probably won't be able to go snorkeling. We'll still go out to the spot, we'll check. But they knew, I mean, they knew there would be no snorkeling. And it was really not a very pleasant boat ride either, because it was just so choppy and I get quite seasick. So I was, you know, a little bit disappointed with that. But our hosts on the boat were very nice. We did get to see some really pretty coastline, and we got to see dolphins, so it wasn't terrible. Just using the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Amber. Kind of blending it in with my beauty blender. Okay. I don't know if the light is drowning that out or what, but I can't really. I'll go in again. I mean, this is quite cool tone, so it's very good for contouring. So I'm excited about my Las Vegas trip next month. It's at the tournament is at the Rio. So if you've been to Las Vegas, you'll know where that is. Okay, let's go in with some concealer. This is the Hourglass concealer. It's not new. I think it's been around for 2 or 3 years. I used the new Huda Beauty Faux Filter concealer last night. I did not love it. I need to spend more time playing with my makeup so I get a better idea of what I have and what I think of it, so that I can start curating this ginormous collection that I have. Or giving stuff away, because I just don't really know. I'd love to do ranking videos, but I can't because I don't feel like I would be honest with you. Because I don't really know what my favorites are, and I don't feel that it's right to just, you know, for views or for my channel just to pretend like I know, because I have for so long been buying and buying and buying and not using. So 2023 is going to be about me using what I have and loving my collection that I have. I'm on a no buy, but I will make an exception. If Natasha Denona comes out with a blue palette, you know I'm buying it. But otherwise, be interesting to see if she's coming out with a midi or max, the large size palette, like not one of her minis, but I guess the midi size is what we call it. I really love using, I think it was from Ipsy. I got these Hip Dot sponges as an add-on, and they're little minis, and I really like them for doing the under eye concealer. But lately I've not been liking setting my under eyes. I find that they look better, not as wrinkly if I don't set it, but I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's a little bit light for me. Okay, what's next? I think, so I'm gonna go in with this Diamond and Blush Natasha Denona palette. And I'm gonna go in with this, just need to find a blush brush. And I'm going to go in with this cream shade right there. Oops, I forgot to go in with powder bronzer. Dang it. I'll have to do that next. That's a really pretty colored blush. I tend to just stipple my blush on rather than blending it. I find it works better. It doesn't disrupt the makeup underneath. I just would like to stop sweating. From Amazon, I bought these new sleep sets. It's like, not pajamas, but it's like a little camisole with, like a lacy camisole with matching lacy shorts. So far I bought it in 3 colors as it is so dang comfortable. Lovely, 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 lovely. For sleeping in, it's so comfortable. Okay. Let's do some powder bronzer. Hopefully we won't mess up with the blush. So, if you guys remember back to summertime when I made some videos then, and it's pretty bronzer. This is my Gucci bronzer. Very, what's the word? Bougie. I do love my bronzer, that's for sure. Anyhow, I was saying that last summer I started working with a personal trainer, and I'm definitely stronger than I've ever been, but I haven't lost a lot of weight. I'm not a lot thinner than I was. I'm pretty frustrated with my progress, but you know, my trainer and my husband say, well, it takes time, it takes time, it takes time. And I have a lot of time. I mean, it is frustrating though. It's like, you just want the weight to just fall off, and it's not. But I mean, when I started out, I couldn't do any push-ups, and now I can like do 25 push-ups. So I'm a lot stronger. And that means something, right? I mean, that's good. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm not loving the concealer. So maybe I should start like a chopping block bucket of stuff that I've tried when I'm not sure that I like it. It just looks kind of dry and a little bit patchy. Okay, so let's go back to this diamond and blush palette. And let's go in with some powder blush. It is also quite glowy, this blush. You have to let me know what you think of the lighting, because I don't have my softbox lights up, just my ring light. So you have to let me know how you feel about it compared to what I usually have. Okay, let's go in. Oh, this is quite crumbly. This highlighter. Pretty though. Yeah, this is a really pretty palette. Whew. I'm so hot. Okay, so I'm going to just go off here and I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'll be right back for eyeshadow. Okay, so that's eyebrows done, and I feel like the sun is too bright or something, as I'm not concerned about the lighting, but well, it is what it is. Okay, all right. Just going to do eye primer. This is the Rare Beauty eye primer. It's called eye primer. That's what it says. Okay, now found a eyeliner with no lid on it. I need to figure out where the lid went to. Okay, what's next? I pulled, oh, I know what's next. Powder is next, actually. I don't powder until I've done all my base. So I'm using the Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. Definitely not going on very well because I'm sweating. Let me get another blotting sheet. So, the one thing I forgot to do with my Shop by Stash, and this is I was talking with Andrea, Makeup More with Andy, and we were talking about red lipstick, and like, I want to be somebody who wears red lipstick more often, but I also hate, like, I don't hate, I'm scared of looking too bold, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be too, like, noticeable, so I'm scared to wear red lipstick, but that's silly, it's just silly. Because, like, I wear blue eyeshadow and stuff like that stands out, but for some reason the red lipstick is, so what Andrea told me was pull one red lipstick in every Shop My Stash and then use it at least once. So maybe today will be the day. I just can't stop sweating. It's ridiculous. It's the middle of the winter. My window is open. It should be cold. And I'm just like melting. Okay. Got all that powder blended in. And then this is the powder I was using. Born This Way. Okay. Now for eyeshadow. I'm going to use the Empowered palette by Huda Beauty. I've got no idea what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go off camera here for a minute and I'm going to think about what I'm going to do and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in a little. Okay. And need a brush. JH32. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the shade called Power right there. And that is going to be my transition. So yeah, so right now I'm doing 3 workouts a week, although I haven't worked out in 2 weeks just because I've been sick. But I think starting this coming week I might increase up to 4 workouts with my trainer per week, just because I have a hard time motivating myself to work out on my own. So if I have an appointment with her for 4 workouts, then maybe I'll be better at least getting 1 in on my own, and then that's 5 workouts per week, and that should be perfect. So I haven't talked to my husband about it or to my trainer about it. It's just something I've been thinking of. Yeah, these colors are blending well. Just gonna finish up and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going in with the JH34, which is more of a crease brush. It's a little bit tapered and it has a little bit of a point at the end. So it's good for getting in the creases, and I'm going to go in with this cool toned shade called Rebel. Tapping off my brush. And just basically sweeping it through the crease. If I haven't mentioned it, this is my first time using this palette. I bought it when it launched, I guess, end of October, beginning of November maybe. I haven't used it. It's sat for a long time in a basket waiting for me to haul it. But I'm not doing hauls anymore because I'm not buying makeup. So that is a nice segue into the next thing I wanted to talk about. It's weird for me not buying makeup, but it hasn't been that hard. I haven't. The one time I actually went on to Sephora and looked to see what there was for sale, there was nothing I wanted. There's two things right now that I'm drawn to that I would like, and that's the new blushes from Too Faced. Those look really pretty. And I kind of like the mini pastel from Natasha Denona, but I do have the pastel palette, so I don't really need the mini pastel, so it wasn't really that much of a temptation. But I'm wondering, did I say this already? I'm wondering if Natasha Denona is going to come out with a larger palette for Valentine's Day, and if so, I may have a hard time with the temptation on that one. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a darker color. And I'm going to use one of my small rougher brushes. And I'm going to go in with Big Dreams, which is right there. Okay, not too impressed with the color payout on this one. It's not really as dark as I hoped it would be. No, that's okay though, I just have to build it up. I'm just going to do the same thing to this side that I did to this side. Okay. Now I think I'm going to go in with this darkest brown here. I'm confident I'm going to use the same brush. And that's just going to go in the very outer corner. Okay, now I'm going to take JH31 and I'm just going to do some light blending all over everything. It's important that this step is with a clean brush. So I don't want to add any more product, I just want to blend lightly. Okay. Now for the fun part. I think I'm going to go in with Bold Moves, which is this pretty lighter gold shimmer. Oh wow, that's beautiful. What a beautiful golden color. I don't know if it's coming across on camera like it is in my mirror, but that is beautiful. I'm using a small, this is the JH42 small packing brush. It's great for getting in to the corner of your eye and putting on shimmers. Since I started working out, I've been on a smoothie kick. I just love my smoothies. I make them with milk, 0% Greek yogurt that's high in protein, frozen fruit, banana, oats, and dates for sweetness. And it's yummy. And then I've just recently bought some protein powder, so after my workouts I can have a smoothie with some protein. Honestly, this golden shade is just gorgeous and it is so impactful, and I didn't spray it. Very nice. Okay. Going to use another small packing brush, but I'm going to use it and I'm going to put some some under my eye, the lower lash line, some dark brown. Just poke myself in the eye. Okay, I'm going to put on some liquid eyeliner and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm not going to do a brow bone highlight and I'm not going to do an inner corner highlight because sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm going to go in with a red lipstick. This is the original recipe from Give Beauty. I got it in a mini. I can't do red lipstick on camera, so I'll be back with it on. And there's the finished look. I do like red lipstick. I think it looks pretty and it makes my teeth look nice and white. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, so that was fun. It was fun to sit down and chat with you and tell you a little bit about my life and put some makeup on. I think I've decided to stop with my normal way I end my videos. I'm just going to say thanks for watching. Please subscribe, take care, and bye.